Beyond these walls, a tightly controlled system turns raw inputs into a global energy icon.
Before the energy, there is the source. Deep in the Austrian and Swiss Alps, the journey begins with pure limestone filtered water.
This water, untouched for centuries, forms the primary volume of every can. Captured at the source to ensure consistent mineral content and pH balance. Initial filtration happens immediately, removing sediment while preserving the alpine character.
Meanwhile, in the fertile fields nearby, the second key fuel source is ready for harvest.
Sugar beets, grown specifically for industrial refinement, provide the glucose needed for rapid energy.
Harvested at peak maturity to maximize sugar content.
Transported immediately to the refinery, the earth is washed away to reveal the raw energy source.
Processed into high-grade industrial sugar, ensuring a uniform sweetness profile.
Science meets nature. Synthetic taurine is prepared, pharmaceutical grade, guaranteeing purity without animal sourcing.
Caffeine, the stimulant engine, is measured to the milligram for precise consistency.
Essential B group vitamins are prepared in liquid concentrate form to support energy metabolism.
These functional ingredients are combined into a premix compound, the secret heart of the formula. Sealed airtight to prevent moisture contamination during transport to the master facility. Automation handles the heavy lifting, organizing raw components for the logistical journey ahead. Simultaneously, the Alpine water is loaded into food-grade tankers, kept cool by the mountain air.
Water, sugar, and functional ingredients, separate elements now converging on a single destination. The raw harvest is complete. Now, the industrial transformation begins. Raw ingredients don't arrive by chance. Every kilometer is controlled, timed, and protected.
Even on open roads, the cargo stays sealed, traced, and accountable. Before the factory ever sees a batch, integrity is verified in the field.
Chain of custody is recorded the moment rubber meets root.
Water is the base, kept stable, clean, and consistent from source to tank. From mountain air to industrial corridors, the schedule never loosens.
Precision starts long before mixing tanks. Out here, time is an ingredient.
At the hub, inbound materials join the factory's larger rhythm.
Mass confirms inventory, every liter accounted for before unloading.
Documentation is the quiet machinery behind every fast-moving line. Bulk ingredients arrive heavy, measured, sealed, and ready for control. Separation prevents cross-contamination. Each material follows its own path.
Liquids first, because the entire batch rides on the base.
Before a single drop moves, every interface is cleaned and confirmed. Dry ingredients move differently, kept away from moisture at every step. From truck to storage, the factory keeps materials flowing without exposure.
Functional ingredients stay sealed until the moment the process demands them.
Now the perimeter is crossed. Raw inputs are inside the system.
Beyond these walls, A tightly controlled system turns raw inputs into a global energy icon.
Every vehicle, every batch is logged and verified before it crosses the threshold.
Designed like a controlled city, the yard channels each material to its dedicated intake. Behind the front glass lies a network of tanks, pipes, and lines tuned for one formula.
People enter through controlled points, just like ingredients. Standardized protective gear keeps the human element safe in a high-energy environment.
From here on, every step moves inside food-grade territory.
Parallel lines of movement, people, liquids, and data run through this backbone of the plant.
This is where sugar becomes syrup, the concentrated backbone of the drink.
Outside, vertical silos hold the volumes needed to keep lines running for hours without interruption.
Routine checks at height keep storage vessels within strict operating parameters.
Storage here is vertical and digital, every slot linked to a batch record.
Identification at this stage ensures that formula components can be traced back to fields and tanks.
Beyond this barrier, bulk becomes beverage.
The heart of the factory, continuous motion, precisely controlled.
From this station, the process shifts from receiving to refining, every parameter ready for the next phase.
Before product touches steel, the factory cleans the factory.
A pre-rinse strips away what the eye can't track. Heat, chemistry, and flow. Cleaning is its own engineered process. Clean surfaces are built by force, turbulence against time.
The system rinses, resets, and prepares for food-grade contact.
When the cycle completes, the process floor becomes a sterile starting line. Solids enter slowly because one stray fragment can stop a whole line. Airflow controls dust, and dust control protects consistency. Before mixing, foreign metal risks are stripped out at the gate. Detection happens at speed, without breaking the flow. Uniform particles dissolve predictably. Predictability is product. Clean water lines mean clean starting conditions. Every batch begins the same.
Minor ingredients carry major impact, so they move under strict control.
Clean zones are protected by pressure, filtration, and discipline.
Now the ingredients meet the equipment designed to turn them into syrup.
Clean steel, verified. Only then does the line begin to move.
With water charged, the base is ready to accept its first solids.
This is the first real merge, water and sugar becoming the syrup that drives the drink. In the syrup room, mixing isn't motion, it's controlled chemistry. Sugar concentration is measured in real time, so taste stays repeatable.
Heat is added with restraint, enough to dissolve, never enough to damage.
Temperature control tightens the process. Stability begins here.
Buffers prevent surges because the next steps demand steady flow.
Filtration removes what doesn't belong, so only the recipe moves forward. Air is the enemy of precision. Deaeration strips it out before blending.
Functional ingredients enter through sealed connections. Exposure stays at 0.
Milliliters matter here because the formula lives in small numbers. Mixing continues in line. No pauses, no guesswork.
The system corrects itself, keeping every batch inside tight limits.
Once syrup is stable, it moves fast because the line never waits. Here, separate utilities converge. Liquid, gas, and control in one place.
Dilution is measured, not guessed. Ratio defines flavor.
Cold liquid holds gas better. Cooling prepares the drink for its final lift.
Carbonation is engineered, gas metered into liquid until it becomes one.
Pressure keeps the bubbles where they belong, locked into the drink. Now the drink is built. Next, it's stabilized for the speed of packaging. Here, time and temperature lock stability into every liter. Automation doesn't guess. Each second is measured and verified. Energy is recovered in steel. Efficiency built into the flow. Buffers smooth the heartbeat, so filling never starves and never surges. Now the liquid is ready, so the package line takes control. Packaging begins as raw metal, stacked, lifted, and set into motion. A clean container is a controlled container. No residue, no surprises. Oxygen is removed before filling. Freshness starts with the air you don't leave behind. Pressure matching keeps carbonation locked in, even at industrial speed. Filling is a balance. Flow in, gas managed out, level held exact.
Pressure is released slowly, so the drink stays in the can, not in the air.
A lid placed at the right moment becomes the first step toward a permanent seal. Steel and aluminum meet under pressure, creating the seam that protects everything inside. A perfect seam is silent proof, built for transport, storage, and time. Outside cleanliness matters too, because residue attracts problems. Traceability is stamped at speed, so every can be found again.
Inside the tunnel, temperature climbs in stages, built to protect stability without shock.
The transformation here is invisible, but it's what makes shelf life possible.
In the hottest zone, sensors become the factorial's eyes.
To prove pasteurization, a test can ride the same journey as the rest.
Validation isn't occasional, it's built into the line's routine.
Sprays, temperatures, and timing, each zone tuned by software. When data is live, problems are found before they become stops. Speed is measured, waste is measured, so improvement becomes inevitable. Buffers absorb micro-stops, keeping the heartbeat uninterrupted. At high speed, inspection needs its own light and its own logic. A seam is checked in milliseconds because one weak seal ruins everything.
Even through aluminum, the line verifies volume and headspace.
Quality isn't a promise. It's enforced by hardware.
If the code can't be read, the canned can't be trusted.
Weight confirms fill indirectly. Another layer, another lock. Automation isn't just faster, it's steadier. One line becomes many. Distribution begins before the box exists. Grouping is choreography, timed to fractions of a second. After stability and inspection, the next transformation is protection. Protection starts as a thin sheet, then becomes a tight shell. A single weld line decides whether a pack survives the journey. Even air is managed, so the wrap shrinks tight, not loose. Heat is applied like a tool, focused, timed, and repeatable. In seconds, loose film becomes structure. Cooling fixes the wrap in place, so it stays tight through handling. Geometry matters. Perfect packs feed perfect cases. Spacing is the language machines use to stay synchronized. Cardboard is shaped at speed because shipping is part of manufacturing. A flat sheet becomes a rigid box in one continuous motion. Once boxed, identity moves from can to case, ready for logistics. Direction changes, but the flow never breaks. Pallet stability begins with millimeter-level alignment. Automation stacks weight with calm precision. No jerks, no chaos. Between layers, small materials prevent big failures. Now the product is built into a unit that can survive the world. Wrapping is the final armor. Tight film, stable load, controlled shipment.
Before dispatch, the product faces a different machine, measurement.
Random sampling proves the whole run, one can at a time.
In the lab, the drink is opened without being exposed. Carbonation is quantified, fizz turned into a number.
Sweetness and body are verified because consistency is the brand.
Acidity is tuned with precision. Flavor and stability share the same scale.
Oxygen is tracked because it can shorten shelf life long before you taste it.
A seam is engineered geometry, checked like a critical component.
Integrity is proven by pressure because leaks don't announce themselves.
Cosmetics matter too, because the first quality test is the consumer's eye. Safety isn't only in the product, it's in the environment around it.
Rapid hygiene checks convert cleaning before microbes have time to grow.
Some answers are instant, others need time and controlled heat.
Incubation turns invisible contamination into visible proof.
Release isn't a feeling, it's a controlled decision backed by data.
Once released, product flows forward because quality has already spoken.
From here, logistics takes over. Still tracked, still verified.
In dispatch, movement is deliberate because weight has consequences. A stable load starts with how it's wrapped and how it's picked.
Every tilt is calculated. Stability before speed.
Traffic rules exist here for the same reason they exist outside. People and loads share space.
A safe bridge turns a dangerous gap into a working floor. Inside the trailer, space becomes a grid, built for stability in motion. The load is set like a brick in a wall, tight, straight, secure.
Restraints are simple hardware, but they protect thousands of cans at once. Diaoqing.
Once sealed, the shipment becomes a controlled unit, tracked to the destination. Storage isn't resting, it's organized readiness.
Digital release becomes physical motion in seconds.
The factory's work leaves the building, but its discipline travels with it.
One shipment departs, another forms. Continuous production means continuous dispatch. At the end of the line, the product stands as a single engineered unit. Scaled production demands scaled storage. Order is what keeps it moving. From storage to truck, the last meters must be as controlled as the first.
And this is how modern factories produce Red Bull from start to finish.
A global drink built from measured steps, engineered to run without stopping.